Every dream is important, and every dream is exactly designed for what we need that day. And each dream releases specific force from the unconscious to aid us and carry us through the unique experiences that will take place that day and for that period. If we engage consciously with our dreams, then the energy which we have in the conscious dimension and that released energy from the unconscious the dream brought to this dimension, they interfere, they merge, and something third comes. Welcome to Unconscious Moderation YouTube video channel. Today we will speak about dreams and how can dreams help us to deal with our alcohol drinking, whether we want to be sober or to moderate, to have better moderation. So what are dreams? It's interesting that we dream every night, even though we might not remember what we dreamt. It is only in the stage of dreaming that the whole person, including our body, our physiology, recovers, rejuvenates, re-energizes. Dreams are the most spontaneous and organic and natural information in the form of narratives and scenes which we get every night from our unconscious. We can't invent them. They're literally communicated from our deep unconscious self and communicated to our conscious self. Since ancient times, dreams were one of the most important information sources to learn about life, about mission of life or mystery of life, order of things, nature, global happenings, and healing, whether it's psychological or physiological. Nowadays, with the development of civilization, we forgot about dreams. But in psychoanalysis, and thanks to Jung, if we look at our dreams, we get the most unique and powerful information that if we engage with that information, we get our own most unique recipe how to deal with things constellated in our life, which leads to our fullest self-realization. And only when we are able in each developmental cycle to live more of our true identity, more of our real life story rather than somebody else's, whether it's through culture, parental upbringing, and so on and so forth, only that releases unconscious vital energy, which empowers us to do exactly what our purpose is in the conscious dimension. So dreams are compensatory to one-sided and limited conscious view, perspective, attitude, experience. We can imagine that our consciousness, the center of our consciousness, our ego, I, is a tiny, tiny island in the vast, vast ocean of everything else. Each night, we get the perspective from that ocean, from that other dimension, which has the power to see the big picture. And we get a part of that big picture, compensating for our limited picture of what is actually going on, reality check. And if we combine the two, we can get better understanding and connect to what is actually going on, have better insights, and then the decisions we make will be much better informed. Everything is important in dreams, and not even a single detail is by chance. And some dreams can come from our personal unconscious, something that we experienced since our birth, but we don't remember, it's in our unconscious. Some dreams go deeper into our ancestral unconscious and experiences and lives. Some go into our cultural, national past. And the ones that are most potent, because as we go deeper into the layers of the unconscious, the forces released from the unconscious are way more potent, and they leave strong impact on our conscious self. And upon awakening, we say, wow, I had a big dream. It feels like a big dream. Something very important and impressive was communicated to me. Every dream is important, and every dream is exactly designed for what we need that day. And each dream releases specific force from the unconscious to aid us and carry us through the unique experiences that will take place that day and for that period. If we engage consciously with our dreams, then the energy which we have in the conscious dimension and that released energy from the unconscious the dream brought to this dimension, they interfere, they merge, and something third comes. So Jung said that he has experienced number of dreams of his clients which held such incredible potential for that person's self-realization, big time, big successes, big fulfillment. But because they never engaged consciously with those potentials, it remained a mere potential and never used talent or the solution that the dreams communicated. To give you an example of dreams' nature and phenomena and importance, at some point, Jung had a client who was a very, very significant scientist in quantum physics, for whom Einstein himself said that he's the only one who can take the development of science after himself forward. His name was Wolfgang Pauli. He was quantum physicist. And he came to Jung for dream analysis in order to deal with some problems in his private life. But as their relationship developed, they learned more about each other. They understood, actually, they connected as two scientists as well. And Jung had the privilege to analyze more than 3,000 of Wolfgang Pauli's dreams. One of these dreams was a repetitive music dream. And thanks to the understanding of the dream and with Jung's help, Wolfgang Pauli was able to understand the dynamic phenomena of the energy patterns, translated it into the discourse of quantum physics, and got Nobel Prize for physics based on the understanding of that dream. So not only the dreams will inform about our own inner maturing and development, and we dream only about things that are crucially important for our individuation process, for our survival, for our thriving, for our healing, and so on and so forth. But they will also inform, if it is within our gift, about the talents and the potentials we have to communicate things to the world and give our contribution and leave our own unique imprint. If the symbol of us immoderately drinking alcohol, which from the psychoanalytic perspective means that we are reaching out for that thing or substance which temporarily gives us the deception that we are feeling better in whichever way, if the core source of the problem, which is unknown to us, it is unconscious to us, is revealed through our dreams. If we engage with our dreams, we will tackle the very source of that immoderation, or any other for that matter, and we will be able to understand who in us is drinking in an immoderate way, why, and how in a unique way, in our own timing, organic timing, natural, not imposed by any method or school or medication, can help us to deal with it, transform that energy into something that is everlasting state and wisdom of the art of living. So practically, how to engage with dreams? First thing is to document them. So some people use their phones next to the bed, which they will half asleep just dictate the sound, the keywords of the dream. Upon awakening, in the morning, for example, don't look directly into the light. Don't start thinking about, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, if possible. Stay with your eyes closed, catch the last images that you remember, and then usually the whole narrative unfolds going backwards. And quickly write it down. Once when you have the narrative, follow what's going on that day or previous day. Try to remember. Have a dream journal. See if the context of the dream, so the situations, states that you have been in around the dream, correspond to typical scenes in the dream, typical characters, typical symbols. Try to see what is constellated, what kind of messages your unconscious self is giving, and then follow it. It's a series of dreams try to decode the unique symbols and motifs in different narratives and series of narratives of your dreams, and try to learn the unique language of your own soul, of your psyche. A very, very useful source for engaging with your dreams and gives wonderful guidelines is in the podcast This Jungian Life. And you can just choose different podcasts which explain step by step how to do it. For example, how to approach the interpretation if you dream animals, of what is the location of the dream, and so on and so forth. So our dreams are our most unique, authentic, and natural inner guide. If we wish to replace and transform our own hook to substance, which is alcohol, which gradually destroys our health and doesn't provide the solution to something everlasting, state of better fulfillment and actually fulfilling the purpose of life, why we are here, look at your dreams and follow your own most authentic and wisest inner guide.